How's it going, everybody? I'm Josh from Elder Drunken Highlander, and I'm coming to you with another casual deck check for 5-color Crocodile Storm, the deck with too many names. You can read them all right there in the description. I'm gonna read them anyway. A Crocodile Pile, Croc Cyclone, the Crocodile Rock. It's not Crocodile Dundee, it's Crocodile done right. This deck scales really well. Yeah, there's just too many names for the deck. It's just there's too many fucking crocodile puns. I'm sure there are more that are out there. Put them in the comments, because this deck is hilarious. It's literally just a pile of every single crocodile. Look at them all. All these fucking crocodiles over here. Just all the crocodiles. They're all fucking terrible creatures that you fucking filled out your deck with in draft. Oh, look at this gem. They're just so bad. And there's a couple other cards in here, like this guy, that are flavor text by legendary cowboy Crocodile Jackson, which I think is allowed. And also there's some changelings, but other than that, it's just crocodiles. All the happy crocodile boys. Look at this dude, he's so bad. He's so happy to be here though. I love him. I love him. This deck is really fun to play, and you just get to make crocodile puns and storm off with crocodiles, because you know crocodiles, they be coming out the most often in a storm. So use Morophon to reduce the colored cost of your crocodiles, and then use other cost reducers such as Herald's Horn or Urza's Incubator to then make them basically free to cast. So then you can draw a card every time you cast them with things like Vanquisher's Banner on Crocodile, and then loot through your entire deck, play your crocodiles out, and then do a thing somehow. There's a couple ways to win. There's a couple things you can put in the deck as ways to win. I'll get more into the outlets of how this deck wins later, but one of the ones that are not in the deck that I want to talk about really quickly is just giving all your crocodiles haste and attacking people. I think that's a great way to go, and you should go for it, but I didn't include it in the deck tech for the video because it was super obvious, and I figured I could just mention it. And if y'all wanted to play this deck, you could just stick Concordant Crossroads or the red Concordant Crossroads Mass Hysteria in the deck whenever you wanted to just swap a random card and go for it. It's really, there's things I mean, you guys are all good Magic players. You're more than capable of taking my deck, swapping 5 to 10 cards, and then playing it. I think that's kind of the expectation when I do deck techs like this. So yeah, anyway, you could give him haste, or you could do what I do. So we have a crocodile friend, Marsh Crocodile, with an Urza's Incubator or 2 other cost reducers, and Morophon on the battlefield. This guy becomes free since Morophon reduces the blue and the black cost, and other cost reducers make the colorless cost basically 0. When he enters the battlefield, you make everybody discard a card, including you, but often when you cast him or when he enters the battlefield, you'll be drawing a card because of all the things in this deck like Guardian Project that enables such things. So then this guy enters the battlefield, and he returns himself to your hand after everyone discards a card. Since he was free, you could just do that again. You see where I'm going with this? You can just fucking win. There's a million ways you can put in your deck to win this way. You could put a card that has the text Storm on it, which I also didn't include because I figured I could just mention it right there. Or you could do what I do and win using crocodile themed card Dire Undercurrents. You know the crocodiles be hanging out in the dire undercurrents. Whenever you cast a blue creature spell, you make an opponent draw a card, and then they will eventually lose from that. To make sure that you don't draw out, you have Abundance here, which allows you to replace your draw with something that doesn't draw, which means that even though you have no cards left in your library, you can keep drawing away with Abundance. And we have a second Storm combo in the deck because, you know, I couldn't not. This one involves Crocodile friend card, Death's Oasis. Death's Oasis says whenever a creature dies, you can return a creature with lesser converted mana cost than that creature from your graveyard to the battlefield. And here's where it gets spicy. So this involves honorary Crocodile Graveshifter and secondary honorary Crocodile Moria of the Frost. So what you do is you have Graveshifter on the battlefield, and you play Moria of the Frost copying Graveshifter. Then you sacrifice Graveshifter using a Dreadmaw. Not the Colossal Dreadmaw, but the Crocodile Dreadmaw, Keru Dreadmaw. This will gain you, some life. And then also you return like a 3-drop Crocodile or something from your graveyard to your hand. Who cares about that? Forgot to mention, you should have Mana Echoes in the battlefield for this one. Mana Echoes is like the cost reducer that does more. With Mana Echoes and something like Chromatic Order, you can just kind of build your own Morophon. I also should take this time mid-combo to mention Lightning Greaves. In combination with Cryptolith Rite, you make the combo that I call Cryptolith Lightning Greaves. which means that you can kind of filter mana through your creatures. It doesn't work with the Marsh Crocodile combo, but it works with this one. And yes, Earthcraft is a single card that could replace this, but if you noticed how greedy I am on basic lands in this deck, I'm not sure if I could squeeze it in. I also don't own one, and you know, I didn't think that I needed to include it in this list. But honestly, if you wanted to play this list and go hard as fuck, then put the Earthcraft in there. This is basically an Earthcraft deck. Just another aside, Intruder Alarm could also work with Cryptolith Rite and a few other things that are similar to Cryptolith Rite. Anyway, back to the combo. So we have our Karu Dreadmaw, and we're making a bunch of mana every time we cast a Crocodile, and we're filtering that mana into 1 green, and then we sacrifice that Crocodile. So we play a 5 mana Crocodile. Right? Doesn't matter which 5 mana Crocodile. I like Sandbar Crocodile because he looks so happy to be here and was also directly below Karu Dreadmaw in the 5 mana slot and Crocodile. You can also use like literally any of these guys. This one actually does something which is nice. This one works even though he's not a Crocodile. He does have flavor text by Crocodile Jackson, which I think counts. And there's a few other guys. This one's actually a 4 mana Crocodile because of Morophon's cost reducing, so that's kind of tight. That's kind of spicy. You play your 5 mana Crocodile and you sacrifice that bad boy, and then you return with Death's Oasis, which says you can return a creature that costs less than that. Your Changeling. You return your Grave Shifter. Then you cast your Grave Shifter. Grave Shifter enters, and you return your 5 mana Crocodile with its Enters the Battlefield ability. Then you sacrifice Grave Shifter. If you have something that costs 3, you can return it. This is where if you have a 3-cost Crocodile that you can also be sacking, you can kind of go off. Let's see, are there any that are good? Wow, you could kill one of your own things with Baleful Amet. That will eventually stop getting big over time. Actually, that's kind of spicy, but it's not a Crocodile. Oh, right. We have Gouldraz Mucklord. So using Gouldraz Mucklord as part of the combo, we could then make something infinitely big. That's absolutely hilarious. There we go. Well, there it is, folks. Gouldraz Mucklord. He finally got there. Yeah, that's pretty much it. So with Gouldraz Mucklord as a 3-mana outlet, we could even make something infinitely big. You could tell that I just thought of that right now. I've played probably like 20-30 games in this deck. I've had it for a while. I'm very excited every time a new garbage tier draft Crocodile gets printed. I have never once done that. So yeah, I just usually I just say, okay, Karu Dreadmaw combo, infinite life, I'm gonna draw my deck, and everyone's like, alright Josh, you got it, next game. So yeah, but you could do that, that's a thing. Honestly though, this Crocodile Jackson Secret Lair blessed us with a lot of really good creatures, many of which I'm not even running in the deck, because mostly all we need is this Pathbreaker Ibex here. With Pathbreaker Ibex and Lightning Greaves, we can give Pathbreaker Ibex some Crocs, and he can haste in there. And we have even more on flavor Crocs with Fleet Feather Sandals, because you know my Ibex gotta get his Crocs so he can be with the other Crocs. We can put either of these bad boys on regular Crocodiles too and have Crocs on Crocs, which usually just makes people scoop. Like when I present Crocs on Crocs, people are like, alright, concede, we'll play it for fun, but you win. I just want to play out the next few turns anyway. So it's usually how it goes. Because like, how you gonna beat Crocs on Crocs? It's not only a fashion statement, it's a game statement. The deck also just has a lot of other random ways to buff its cards, like Immortal Sun, Vanquisher's Banner, and Morophon itself, which gives +1/+1 to all Crocodiles, which means that, you know, our already kind of big Crocodile creatures get even bigger. And secondarily to the Karu Dreadmaw combo, we can use this Crocodile Jackson Teamer Sabertooth to do the same kind of Crocodile Mana Echoes with a filter kind of combo. We can use either Cryptolith Rite. Wow, that's a fucking mouthful. We can use Cryptolith Lightning Greaves. Why did I name it that? Or Mana Echoes and Chromatic Aura Reek in order to get infinite mana and do Crocodile casting the boring Teamer Sabertooth way. It's in there. It's in there. My favorite way to win though is just attacking, because that's what Crocodiles would most like to do. They like to come out in a storm and attack. Shoot, maybe I should add Mass Hysteria in there. That's the cheaper one, right? Alright, now we gotta cut something. No, I can't cut a land. Oh, I feel like the correct cut is Lightning Greaves, but I don't want to remove footwear. Like, I feel like that's a flavor fail. We gotta keep it. We gotta keep it. This is the problem with this deck, is there's just so many random cards I can't cut because they're Crocodile-ish themed. Like, I kind of want to cut Dead Drop too. This card is Crocodile themed, but it's so terrible. But it's such a gem. Look at the Crocs. They're so happy. They got food. Love it. All right, fuck it. We're getting rid of Lightning Greaves. Put them in the sideboard. Crocodiles cause mass hysteria. No, I can't do it. I can't do it. They're shoes. All right, I'm just gonna cut Dead Drop. I know it's Crocodile themed, but We're actually updating a deck mid video. That's what's happening. Anyway, back to the deck. Our land base is trash. It's got a lot of Crocodile themed cards like Bad River, and a lot of cards that make colorless. They draw cards like Bonder Enclave, or in the case of, where is it? This Desolate Lighthouse, it's an on-theme Crocodile card that draws a card, which is great, except it's makes colorless, and this is a 5-color deck. At least you have a colorless commander. Here's some more bad Crocodile-themed lands. This one draws a card, so it's in there. Wait, but we have more. There's this Oasis, this River. Yeah, oh, this thing. This is just me being greedy. We don't have enough basics to enable this at all, but I like it. So maybe I'll get some extra stuff with either these forests, islands, or swamps. Fingers crossed, probably not. And lastly, our Vivid Marsh is another Crocodile-themed card that we have in here. That's more or less the deck. It's just a bunch of Crocodile stuff. Here's an Ambuscade. There's a Crocodile in the art there. Grim Contest we've already talked about. There's more Croc stuff. We have a couple more big draw spells like these guys, which let us get to our Crocodile themed cards and cast them more easily. And that's more or less it. We're on a lot of MDFCs because, again, I'm greedy. And yeah, so I guess, yeah, play a bunch of Crocodiles, attack with your Crocodiles, and win somehow. That's the deck, baby. That's the whole thing. Or Dire Undercurrents everyone to death. Pick your poison, do the thing. This deck is super fun to play, if not a little bit slow. I would say it's like around, if not a little bit weaker than your average precon nowadays. Because like, look at these guys, they're terrible. They're just terrible creatures. Obviously it's worse. Where's Dross Crocodile? Ugh. So oh, I love bad creatures so much. If you enjoyed the video, make sure you leave a comment and give us a like and subscribe and share it with your friends. Please tell your friends about this fucking nonsense so that I feel more validated about me real life shit posting with my Magic decks. Thank you all so much for watching. We have a Patreon if you wanted to throw money at us, and we have a Discord if you wanted to brew decks like this with us or play against us or other people who have decks just like these kinds of decks. Yeah. Stay janky, my friends.